Hey, this is me building and strategizing my 400k per year profit solo consulting business right in front of your eyes. That was a lot of words. What you're watching right now is a daily video series that follows the exact same framework. And it is pretty simple. I start by answering all of your questions. So if you have any questions about your business, you can ask it down below in the comment section. And then in tomorrow's video, I'll answer your question from that video. Hopefully it makes sense. Then I'll run you through business stats, which is just this sheet that I fill out every single day, and I've done it for more than 3 months now. Then I run you through my to-do list, what I did today and what I'll do tomorrow. And then last but not least, I do some live strategy on how I'm planning on fixing my own bottlenecks so that I can get to $1 million a year in personal profit. So this is the daily updates channel that you're currently watching. So what I always do is that I head into community, as you can see, and then I find a comment that I haven't interacted with. So for example, this comment right here from Yum Raleigh. I hope that I said your name correctly, bro. And then I answer it. So if you have any questions about your business, your numbers, your goals, bottlenecks that you're facing, you can ask me anything. I've done $3 million online in revenue with my own coaching, consulting, and agency offers. So yeah, ask anything. That's what makes this series cool, and it's a way for me to give you a lot of value. So he says, what do you think about agency model as first business model to try, and how are you integrating AI and automations into your business and life? So the first question is this one, right? What do you think about agency model as the first business model? I love agency model, right? In my opinion, it's one of it's kind of where you have to start, right? Because an agency is where you do all of the stuff for your clients. So you get your hands dirty and you learn a skill set. So if you run a marketing agency, let's say around content, well, then you become extremely good at content because you do it for clients. You get to see what works, what doesn't, best workflows, best practices, how to deliver, how to optimize, how to scale it, all of these things, right? You become really good at content. And then once you become extremely good at content, because you've done it for so many businesses and your own, for example, you can now start consulting other people on content so that they can suddenly skip the 1 or 2 years of your content experience and then they can get that. So it's amazing. I love agency. It's typically the only route into consulting, unless you're kind of like consulting on or coaching in like your own transformation or journey. But it's like, for example, content or agency or marketing or whatever, you have to do it for clients because it's very hard to do for yourself if you don't have anything to sell, for example. So I love the agency model. It's also, the agency model is the sole reason that I am here where I am today. It's because I started as a marketing agency and I still have one, right? And also, how are you integrating AI and automations into your business and life? I gotta admit, I'm terrible at AI, bro. I have a guy that helps me with automations and integrating these things and making my life easier. What I'm good at is content and scaling info, and that's what people pay me for. That's my knowledge and achievements and my time to fix their bottlenecks so that they can quickly get to where they want to be. So I'm not the best at using it, I would say. I use ChatGPT a fair amount, I would say, to like help me avoid repeatable tasks and these kind of things. But for example, with writing, like I write a lot, even though, hey, you can get ChatGPT to write this video module or Instagram post, but I think I'm a little bit old school. It might also just be me coping about that I'm not good at using AI yet. But yeah, I don't really use it a lot, but I'm trying to like incorporate some personal training to like actually develop my AI skills. So yeah, thank you for your questions, brother. I wish you all the best. And then we have here from Clark Garcia Rivero. I hope I said it correctly. Bro, I just started a full stack agency. Do you think it's too late? Is the info business space shifting or should I keep going? My opinion is that the info space has only just begun. Okay, it's just playing by some different rules now. I think purchasing information and having mentors and people and buying knowledge will always be around, right? Like, everyone needs mentors, and it doesn't matter in what area of your life. It's super cool that you can pay someone who is an expert at what they do and have done the things that you want to. You can just pay them, right? I've had fitness coaches. I've had like stress coaches in terms of like how I manage my energy levels and stress levels throughout the day and of running my business. I've had business consultants and coaches, content agencies. Like, you do the math, right? I like to have consultants in like majority parts of my life. That is like important to me because there's no reason for me to spend a lot of time myself on like becoming an expert if I don't find it 100% interesting, right? So the info space has 100% just begun, in my opinion. But the market, like, we're also getting used to see ads, claims, promises, people who want to teach us something. So I think it's shifting a little bit in a sense of the market that we're talking to is a little bit more educated. They've typically seen ads before. So I think the market is changing a little bit, but it's not slowing down. I think that's the best way of answering it. So I think there's definitely room to work with info, bro. Just adapt the mentality that you should try to become smarter and better than everyone else, right? Because there's so many agencies out there, bro, but that's also a sign of a market that has the money to invest into growth, right? So you're competing against other agencies and you probably don't have a lot of followers online or are famous or whatever. So you should probably stick to what you can control, which is your skill set, bro. So just be really, really like obsessed with becoming better than everyone else and know more. That would be my best advice. And also a full stack agency, bro. Like a full stack agency, right? It's like it requires a lot of things. Because you have to learn traffic and you have to learn nurture and you have to learn somewhat also sales if you're completely full stack. And under traffic, nurture, and sales, there's like ads up here, right? There is nurturing, is like appointment setting and organic content. In sales, there is like pre-call flow, post-call flow, sales process, all of these things, right? So I think a full stack agency are typically the people that gets paid the most because they take the more responsibility and the larger the outcome that you can deliver, typically the more you get paid, but it also typically takes more time. Like this is like generically speaking, of course it depends on systems and processes and productization and these things. But just bro, it will take a lot of time to learn all the skills of a full stack agency. So you maybe want to consider picking one service, becoming really good at that first, and then considering if you want to add more services to it. All right, that would be my only advice here. Nice. Thank you for the question, and I also wish you the best, brother. Then we have another question here. Oh, it's a long one. Nice. Interesting. It's from Pille. Hey Fred, been no joke watching every single daily update video you put out. Amazing stuff, man. Keep it up. Thank you so much. I've got a few questions for you, so here's some quick context first. I appreciate that. I've been building a traditional IPGA, helping experts create and grow online courses from scratch. The way it was initially popularized for over a year, but without much success. I landed one client with a 5K setup fee, but I realized this model wasn't very optimal for a variety of reasons. Sorry. Recently, I pivoted into a more of a growth partner offer, like the one you taught in SFS, yes, and the variations you and your current clients run. Yeah. Because it seems much more scalable and profitable to help people who already have a product market fit and then improve and scale their existing offer. Correct, bro. Like on paper, the IPGA sounds like fairy tale and a wonderland, right? Take this expert that's been crazy good and whatever they do for the past 20 years, turn the knowledge into a scalable digital product and then fucking make 100K a month. It's just not that easy. Right, and there goes so much work and effort into a product and a strategy for getting it up and running. But like scaling info is not easy and it takes a lot of time because there are so many things that no one speaks about. There's the whole aspect of a sales cycle, so getting a stranger to trust you and pay you. I personally make 60% of my money from the new clients and customers from people that have followed me on Instagram for more than 6 months, right? So already there, a crazy long time horizon, so sales cycle. Then there's cash flow cycle, right? Because most people, they don't pay in full. They split their payments up. So like, yeah, you can run ads month one and collect some payments, but maybe people split it in 4 installments. And then the expert needs payment, your client, and you need payment, closer need payment, seller need payment. And suddenly it's not that lucrative. Yes, it becomes lucrative over time, maybe 1 to 2 years. It will become extremely lucrative because you're playing the long-term game. But up until then, man, it's hard work. Like there's nothing comes easy in life. So I think the best advice that I'll give you here, bro, Pill, before we get into your questions is like, don't try to become married to growth partner versus IPGA in terms of, oh, growth partner is better and easier and will make you more money. It's ultimately just you, bro, and you sticking to the things that you can control and doing the right things every day, brother, okay? On paper, and objectively speaking, I would also say that growth partner more appeals to me in terms of like market fit already, scale what's there, instead of brand new product. But again, don't get too like fixated on, oh, this is the magic pill for me now. You're probably not thinking like that, but I just want to, everyone else watching, it's like, don't don't marry the outcome, kind of in a sense, right? The switch has gone okay so far, and I feel it's proven my thesis that it was the right move for me. Yeah, I've been stuck for too long, and I felt like I was in the wrong boat. Good call, bro. Good call. Take the information, the data that you have, make a decision, commit to it. That said, my challenge now is that I've only studied how to build and grow online courses from scratch, not the growth partner model. I haven't found much useful info on the specifics outside of your stuff, thank you, that really breaks down how to structure and sell this type of offer. Which is why I've got some questions to tie everything together. Let's run it. For this model, what do you recommend in terms of deal structure? Straight retainer, setup performance, or something else? And if charging performance, do you take a percentage of the entire coaching business profits or just the MRR you directly generate? What factors in my service would make that structure depend? Interesting. I'll read the example first here. I have a prospect already making 20K a month from referral and organic LinkedIn, and I help them add IG content, paid ads, YouTube, VSLs, appointment setters. Nice. And how should I structure it? If I take a 20% profit share, they'd have to hit 27K a month just to break even with me. As a beginner without a real track record yet, I believe I can get them there, but it will likely take some time. On the other hand, taking a percentage only over a certain threshold seems like it could hinder me in the long run. So should I adjust the type of offer based on whether a coach is making 5K a month versus 20K a month? And if so, what structure do you recommend in each case? Ooh la la, very interesting, brother. Very, very interesting here. Let me get myself into full screen. So first of all, based on your question and your reflections, I can tell that you will already be successful in that sense because I can just tell. So bro, just keep it up. So let's break it down. So let's do retainer, setup fee, or performance, and then like cover those three just to give some insights, bro, to like how I would go about it. So a setup fee is important for kind of like commitment from the client's end, right? Typically there's a large part of work from your end to build the initial strategy and the initial like everything, right? Set up the funnels, the content strategy, the ad strategy. There's a lot of initial work. Typically I either do retainer or I do setup fee together with performance, right? So where I do performance is where my personal take home is greater than the retainer that I could have pitched because of the results that I bring, right? Where you do retainer is if you prioritize security. It's a new case. You don't 100% know if you can scale this offer, and they're already making a good amount of money. So for example, your case here, bro, it would make more sense for you to take a retainer or a small percentage of the business, right? So maybe here in this case, I would say maybe 2.5 or 3K a month, which is like 8 or 10% of what the client is already making, and then 5%, for example, of the entire business. Because then you're also incentivized to scale the client because you have 5%, and 5% of 20K is 1K. It might not sound like a lot, but this client seems like they have a really, really good foundation, and with the services that you add could be an incredibly good case, all right? So I think here retainer model actually works extremely well because already making good amount of money to the client, but you still want to be incentivized. So I would probably do 2 to 3K retainer plus 5% profit. Profit, very important. You want to be in the same boat as the client. You don't want to take off revenue. You want to take off profit. So typically you could do, let's say, 5% of revenue and then 8% of profit. Because again, there are some costs. It depends on the client's P&L, profit and loss sheet. So take a look at that before doing type of deals like this. Let's say a client was making 5K, bro, and you are like, I know exactly how to help this client. And you feel very confident, maybe based off a previous case study or whatever it could be. Then you're like 5K up front, and then I take 20% profit of your entire business for 6 months. And then we do this thing together. So then you get like your initial risk covered through the 5K, which in my opinion, you should be smart with your money and then split the 5K into the 6 months. So like personal finance wise, where it's like, yeah, 5K feels good. Oh, 5K a month, whatever. But it's like this is like kind of like your safety net for the next 6 months. And then you do the profit share and then you scale the business, right? So really what it is, right? It's like it's different pricing models, and the thing that determines the right or wrong is of course the client's foundation, what they're looking for. Some clients don't want to give up percentages either. Their current rev, the offer and case, and then you decide how much do I want to gamble on this case in terms of profit, setup, retainer, so like safety, performance, or like initial fee, And then you kind of like, you figure it out along the way, bro. So it's like a little bit of a fluffy answer here, but I want to challenge you a little bit in terms of like, I want to give you my philosophy, and then you can always like pick and choose on what would feel the best for you. All right. So very interesting, and good job on like getting in contact with this case here. Second, I know you're not a fan of guarantees, mostly because you already have proof, but what about someone starting from scratch without credibility? How would you approach offer structure in that case, especially in terms of adding a guarantee, if you would even do that? Good question here, very good question. So I'm against guarantees front end. Me personally, I never do any guarantees because, as you said, I'm currently right now benefiting from the fact that I've done $3 million in revenue with my own offers. My clients are doing $600K a month plus in combined MRR. Me personally have added $450K of that. So like, I'm in a place now where my authority in cases speaks for themselves, and I don't want to work with people who need guarantees. So that's like my marketing angle, right? That's like, don't do guarantees, do this instead. So it's like, it's also a bit of like polarizing to attract the right people in who work with me because of who I am instead of my guarantee. And typically these people get 10x the results, right? So it's not to say that I'm not a fan of guarantees. I just don't like communicating guarantees, right? I don't like people doing guarantees in their ads. I don't like people in the DMs, in their VSL, in their sales assets. A guarantee should always be seen as like a boomerang. That is like that you can pull up on the sales call and then like throw it, and then like the upper hand kind of. So a guarantee should always be used to push a good client that you know you can help over the line with whatever guarantee it can be, right? So I think, bro, the way that you want to use guarantees is if you're like, this client in front of me would be the perfect client. They don't really trust me, maybe lack of cases, bad experience with an agency before this type of client. But you're like, this client would mean so much to me, not just cash and MRR wise, but also for case and longevity, right? Referrals, good experiences, network. There are many things that can make an agency client good or bad. It's not just the cash that you make from them, it's also the longevity, right? So there you can use the guarantee as like a thing that will push people over the line. So like, hey, if we don't get you from 5 to 15K in the 6 months period, if we're still not at 15K in the 6 months, then we'll actually work with you until we hit the 15K, right? So I like that guarantee because it's not like refund or anything. It's just like such a strong commitment from your end of like, we need to hit this goal together. But when you do a guarantee, brother, make sure that there is also things on the client's end that they must deliver on. So it's like the only way that I can guarantee you 15K a month is if you are willing to do at least a $2,000 a month ad spend for the 6 months period. Because or else I cannot gamble with my own time, money, and energy here of like, do we magically make the money organically, for example? Do we automatically like triple your business, right? So I think, bro, that's how you want to use the guarantee. You want to use the guarantee as like a backhand. So all your pitching, all your outreach, everything is always without a guarantee. And then when the negotiation starts, if you're extremely confident, you pull out the guarantee card. Lastly, do you always recommend 2 call closes where you don't pitch at all on the first call? The only differentiator here is simply the amount of information that you have about the client, right? So you will get 99% of your client, bro, from outbound, you reaching out to them. So there you always want to do 2 call close because you don't know anything about the client. You want to do a discovery call, learn everything about their business, their goals, current situation, bottlenecks, numbers. Take that, digest it. Second call, you invite them on the first call, schedule in the second call, and then you prepare the solution, all right? If it's inbound, so they're like, hey, Pill, I'm currently doing 10K a month, man. I heard from your client that you're really good at scaling. I want to get to 20K. Can we have a meeting? Then you can do a 1 call close because it's like they're inbound, they're heavily problem aware, they know you, the client that referred you, maybe like told you pricing range or whatever. But I would always recommend 2 call. You'll end up, I will challenge you on this, bro, you'll probably end up with 3 call closes. So you'll probably do like discovery call, and then you'll do like a presentation call, sales call, where you present the solution, yada yada. And then you'll probably do a 3rd call where it's like actual logistics, and the client has like looked at it, came back with a kind of like competitive offer, and then you do it, right? So yeah, I know I've been in the online info space long enough to know I can deliver once I get the chance. Yeah, but these deal pricing and missing puzzles, nice, bro. I know this was a long one, but I've been holding back my questions for too long. I feel you on that one, bro. But like always ask. This was amazing question, not gonna lie. Very, very intelligent. Oh my goodness. So, bro, you got this. You got this. So I like this one as too, bro, because I think you just repurpose it because I didn't get to answer your question yesterday. So, yeah, amazing. Amazing. Thank you so much for your question, bro. Really, really good questions, and I wish you all the best, okay? And let me know if there's anything you want me to re-elaborate on. And then I just skipped my client Vince here. W Lamb in the background. Hey, my guy. Vince told me to get something in the background. So, hey, there you go. Can you see it? Oh, then I block it. Nice. All right, next thing on the to-do list is business stats. It's where I track my growth of my social channels. So 435 for my daily updates here. And then my main YouTube channel is currently sitting on 6,486. I'll zoom in. 6486. IG 2900 daily updates 435. And yesterday no rev, no cash. I believe I had some costs. No, that was today. Actually today. So no cost. Very good. That was brand stats, business stats, whatever you want to call them. To-do list. So today's Monday. I have all my the majority of my client calls and community calls Monday, Wednesday, Friday. So yeah, today is just a big day of client calls and one-on-ones, and I also had group call today, which is very nice. So yeah, that's it. In the beginning of the day, I did some writing. I'm preparing a masterclass on like my offer stacks for my community, which will also be turned into written guides for my course, and then turned into video modules, and then maybe a YouTube video in the future. A lot of people are interested in how to package up your knowledge in one core product and 3 different deliverables so that you can have a good business and serve a lot of cool people who want to work with you. My clients already know how to do it because I help them one-on-one, but now it's time that I productize it. Yeah. So it's nice that's what I worked on. So I've had 3 hours of calls, and I'll do 3 hours more here, actually 4. And then I'll hit the gym and the sauna. So today is a perfect day, man. I couldn't ask for anything else. For strategy, I don't have time, unfortunately, because I have a one-on-one call here in 4 minutes. So I want to say thank you so much for watching this video. If you made it until the end, just like, please just move the needle every single day. It always takes a lot longer than what you expected. The results that you have, the goals that you have for yourself. But just like show up every single day and move the needle, and I promise you'll get everything that you ever dreamt of. So that was Frederik Pahuus ending off here with some good notes, and then we'll see each other tomorrow, huh?